Hello, everyone, and warm welcome to this new episode of Finotive Funding interview series. And today we have Kedrick from the UK. Hello,
Hello,
Kedrick.
hello, Mohammed. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for accepting our invitation today for this episode. And feel free to present yourself to the audience. Who is Kedrick?
Yeah, hello. I'm 26, studied economics, finance, and banking at university. But yeah, just been trying to become a professional trader since. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah. Every trader, I mean, we know this pretty much standardly. Every trader has a unique journey that, leads them into the markets and stuff. Some start out of curiosity, others because they are searching for, financial freedom or probably a new challenge. And you've built a solid track record, like in challenge accounts, as far as I saw. What led you to trading, and what was the turning point that made you take it seriously?
so what actually led me to trading started from, I'm sure a lot of people have heard this film called The Big Short.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when I watched that film, and it just made me understand the whole bigger picture that everything is just one big chess game and people make money regardless if something bad or good happens. So when I saw that, it just made me want to get into it, get part of the game. So when I was at university, how I discovered prop firms was, I think it was after a lecture,
Mm-hmm.
when my friend who was trading at the time, he said there's these firms, FTMO was the first one he saw pop up. So he said, yeah, I'm going to apply to this firm. Like, if you pass the challenge, you get money. I'm like, wait, what? This actually exists. It's that easy now.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, what you have to learn how to trade first. So that's how I first got into it. But
Mm-hmm.
back in uni, that's when I was already starting off. So I was not a good trader. I was using.
Yeah. I mean, we all started from somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how long did it take you actually to, start noticing some profits, start noticing like series, some.
So that would be after uni, because when you're in uni, like
Yeah,
you
there isn't
just
much time to focus.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
just freestyling. Like your lectures, um, your your trades going to your entry, but you're entering late because you're in a lecture, so you can't even fully concentrate. Just a lot of rushing, not enough patience in uni.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
you're outside, they can really take your time. So yeah, after uni is when I became profitable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Awesome. Great to hear. And, every trader has that moment basically when they decide to take their trade into the next level. And for you, that was after uni, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, for
absolutely.
you, that meant stepping into the world of prop trading, as you said, when your friend, discovered it. So, how did you like first get into prop trading, and what made you take that step eventually?
Yeah, so that step, I first I first actually opened my first challenge account whilst I was in uni. Obviously, that was a good idea in hindsight,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I just failed multiple times. Like I can't count how many times I failed in uni, but because I was young
yeah.
and I was like, let me just make the mistakes now
Better,
because I
yeah,
knew I'd get better. Yeah, I knew I'd get better.
yeah,
Well, maybe you could call it blind faith, but I just knew I'd get better.
yeah,
Uh, I just kept trying and trying again,
yeah.
and eventually I took a step back. Then one of my friends kept telling me about this guy called ICT, in circle trading, which I know a lot of people heard about.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I watched his videos, like this is boring. This is boring. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I procrastinated for like two, three, yeah, like around 2 years before I actually properly started watching his stuff, and that's what really changed my trading using his concepts, as
Okay.
well as some macro stuff I learned from economics. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's best to take the risk as young as you can,
yeah,
right? Yeah. And then with time, you just develop yourself. Refine your strategy probably until you actually start noticing some progress and profits coming in. I mean, you've been trading with us for Finotive Funding for I think 3 years now, almost 3 years, which is a very long time in this industry. And what made you choose Finotive in the first place, and what has kept you trading with us for so long?
So with Finitive. The main reason why I'm with Finotive is because the payouts are reliable. When every firm was going under, it
Yeah.
never went under. So it's one of the few ones that I've stuck through over the past four. Is it 4 years?
Yeah.
4 5 years? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the weekly payouts. It was like one of the first firms to introduce that.
Yeah.
So that is very essential because with 30-day payouts, what
Yeah.
tends to happen, the trader makes a lot of money early in the month, but because they don't have enough patience to wait to end the month, they're not
Exactly. Yeah.
trading. They end up over trading.
Mm-hmm.
That they just wipe out their profits, and then worst case scenarios, wipe out the can or just end up in a loss for the month. So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
so
agree.
those weekly payouts help for a lot. So yeah,
I agree.
after after that, Definitive Pro accounts are. I'm only trying to get one of them this year as well because
Yeah.
after 30 days, you can get payouts whenever you want. So
Yeah.
that
It's
would
actually
help a
exactly a
lot.
year. Yeah, exactly a year that we launched our Finotive Pro accounts. And let's remind the audience that we actually offer 100% profit split after 1 month of funded status. And also, you get a monthly salary paid daily. So I think that's an amazing feature that our pro accounts offer, and everyone I think should give it a try and yeah, see how they can be maximizing their profits with our Finotive Pro accounts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. So yeah, one of the toughest parts as well, I think that of trading challenge accounts is navigating phase one to phase two, right? And how do you adjust, Kedrick, usually your strategy between like the two to maximize your chances of passing and getting funded eventually?
So in phase one, I'm usually risking 1% per trade, but in phase two, I'd reduce that to on average like 0.5% per trade. So because the profit target is less, it's 5% instead of 7.5%,
Okay.
and you don't want to mess up at the last the
Mm-hmm.
last phase when you're
Mm-hmm.
so close. So you just play a bit safer, but phase one, stage one, I'm way more aggressive. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, makes sense, makes sense. And I mean, to be honest, tracking your trading, you've clearly proven like your ability to stay consistent, especially in challenge accounts, because I've seen that's the most type of account you go for, and that's something many traders struggle with. The fact that like stay consistent with the challenge accounts. Yeah. My question for you would be like, from your experience, what are the key characteristics or traits a trader needs to actually succeed in this space?
Patience, discipline, and risk management.
All right. That's a way to put
That's
it in. Yeah.
yeah. And the hardest part is the patience.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the hardest part because even yesterday I was nearly a victim of being impatient, but thankfully I was patient enough. Then I just set my stop loss just a little further away than I usually do because I knew that the trade would run up, which will I'll show you the trade after.
Yeah.
But yeah, patience is a big one.
Is the key. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that patience and discipline fall into the psychological part of trading, and the third thing that you mentioned is risk management. So I'd say let's move ahead and talk a little bit in depth about your risk management skills and how you approach it. Basically, your focus is more on pound USD and euro USD, right, Kedrick?
Yeah.
And it shows that you prefer precision over trade in like multiple markets, I'd say. What is it about these pairs that actually fit your trading style, and how do you approach them differently?
Yeah. So them two pairs, they're because looked at them for 26 now, so for around 6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah, 6 years. Even when I was failing, I
Mm-hmm.
still learned something from those losses. So
Yeah.
an L is never an L. You just take a lesson from it.
Yeah.
So all of that, all of that information that's just stored in my head. So it's like a lot of stuff when I see it, it's muscle memory. I know what's gonna happen next because this
Okay.
happened like 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
or 4 years ago when COVID happened. So there's a lot of characteristics that will show when something big's about to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
like um yeah, like so with them pairs, because I've practiced so much at it,
Yeah.
I'm the most confident and trade those pairs, regardless on the time of the year.
Okay, okay. And the thing is, like personally, and also speaking to other traders, usually at the beginning when you just start trading, you look at a lot of charts and you try a couple until you actually find the pairs that you feel the most comfortable in. For you, obviously, that's Pound USD and Euro USD. But have you actually tried other pairs or like probably other markets like crypto or any other thing until you landed your comfortability in trading Pound USD and Euro USD?
Okay. I've traded Aussie USD before.
Okay.
Um,
So mainly you
um,
focused only on Forex?
yeah, mainly forex because with gold, when I was trading gold back in the day,
Yeah.
on demo accounts was all sunshines and daisies. That
Yeah.
was all good. It was all good. But the moment I got that FTMO challenge,
Yeah.
phase one I passed in I think like less than 3 days. Then phase two, I just failed it. And if I'm being honest with you, the moment COVID hit, the way I was trading gold on my demos,
Yeah.
it couldn't be done no more because it just the whole market just changed. And ever since then, I haven't been able to trade gold
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't trade gold at all anymore. I just stick to what I know, which is just pound and euro USD.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, sticking to what you know, to be honest, is the best strategy that any trader can take. Just pick two markets, two pairs that you absolutely master, and then you will definitely see progress and see profits coming your way. So, yeah, I mean, one of the most common reasons I'd say traders fail challenges is from the other side, you know, like not being disciplined and stuff, but also more on technical part is hitting the drawdown or the daily loss limits. And you've managed to stay profitable and disciplined for a big while, I would say. What risk management rules that you think help you stay within boundaries?
I would say the setting a predetermined risk before you even begin the trading day is very essential.
Okay.
But one thing I have to give Philip the props for, which, which at first I didn't like, I'll be honest, was
Yeah.
the new risk rule they implemented.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to set a minimum stop loss of, I think it's like 7 pips for
Mm-hmm.
USD
Mm-hmm.
and like 9 for GU,
Mm.
because I was like really aggressive sometimes when it came to like um layering trades.
Yeah.
So I'd set tight stops. But sometimes that could be a double-edged sword because
Yeah.
the wick then fly the other way. So what this has done is maybe reduce my risk,
Yep.
but because I've reduced my risk, now I'm taking less losses because I'm placing stop losses further away. So
Yep.
I'm not getting those small losses. And obviously those small losses, even though they're small, they'll build up to let's say 0.6%.
Yeah.
But now I'm taking less losses, and my track record's gonna look more cleaner moving forward. Because yeah, like this week I went down 1%
Mm-hmm.
on Monday, but I know if that rule wasn't there, I might have done a bit more, maybe like 1.52%.
Yeah.
But then after yesterday, um, I made 5%.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. Yeah. Great. That's awesome. That's awesome, actually. I mean, that's what the rules are there for, to be honest, is to help you stay within limits and actually just help you refine your risk management strategies. Sometimes, as you said, you can be very aggressive with the trading, not only for stop losses, but also there is the over leveraging, which I think is a big mistake that almost every trader has made at some point, right, in their trading journey. So whether from overconfidence or also chasing profits or losses or just like revenge trading, how do you manage your exposure while, you know, still ensuring strong performance?
so I've it goes back to setting targets. So
Okay.
now um, I set myself like a 2% goal.
Yeah.
So if I reach 2% goal and it's hit, I just call it a week. So if the trade's like really running and it hasn't even hit my target yet, and I
Yeah.
know it's gonna go up further, I let it run. That's what I did yesterday, but I didn't let it run too far. So when it gets to around 3 p.m., I usually like to close all my trades. That
Okay.
one I was tempted to hold it longer, which it did run even further, like
Yeah.
another 50 pips since I closed. But it's just
Hmm.
one of those things in the game where you can't capture the whole move. You just got to take your chunk
Yeah.
and keep building from that because there's always been another trade. That's the
Okay.
mindset.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I think now we got to the part where we will look a little bit at your charts, see how they look like. So now Kedrick will take us through his charts and giving us a look on how they are set up and walking us through his trading strategies. All right, Kedrick?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we can see Kedrick's screen. Yeah. Feel free, the floor is yours. Walk us through the probably last trades you've taken or something. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll take you through two trades. So this was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a concept I learned from ICT, which is quite simple, but obviously you need to use other thoughts of logic as well, because sometimes it doesn't always work
Okay.
depending on how you're reading the charts. You have to read the chart as a whole. So I'll start with this 15-minute chart. So over here, this is the high. So then it breaks this low and it breaks the high. So we call that market structure break.
Mm-hmm.
So once that happens, the market always retraces again back to discount, which I'd use the one. Use the fib. Where's my fib tool? My fib tool. So as long as it gets below 50%, I buy.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
buy here. Set my stop loss here.
Okay.
So that would have been a roughly 10 pip stop.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would hold it to the next local high. So on the 15-minute, this would be one over here. I can hold it too. Another one would be over here. But with this trade, because I didn't like what I was doing here,
Yeah.
I in fact closed it earlier than here. So I closed it around here.
Okay.
And as you can see,
Yeah.
if I was just a bit more patient,
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
yeah, yes. And that's just one of the things about trading. You just gotta
Be
you
patient.
gotta trust your system. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta trust your system. It's tough, but I can't complain because at the end of the day, I made 5%,
Yeah.
5%,
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah.
Because I traded this combined with, which I'll show you,
Mm-hmm.
G as well. So I did two trades at the same time. Because first I entered EU with a very small free lot position on a 100k account. So I was only risking like 0.2%. And I was like, wait, G's hasn't done the formation yet. So it's basically similar formation, breaks the structure, comes back, then goes up again. So I'll show you this on a 3-minute chart.
Okay.
So sometimes you go back into lower time frames to get even
Mm-hmm.
more accurate
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
entry. So over here, so drops down, breaks the low, comes back up, breaks that high.
Okay.
Then this gap here we call a fair value gap. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
3-minute fair value gap.
Mm-hmm.
And it pierces it. Then I entered here.
Okay.
And once I entered there, I just let it run. And as you can see, just like EU, okay, to the right, just ran up. And this one I closed it early again.
Yeah.
I closed it like around this mark because I didn't like what I was doing.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
just ran. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I was content because CPI is today, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't overstay my welcome.
Okay.
Just take what you think.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Amazing. Well, and do you think your strategy also, have you tried your strategy implementing it on other markets probably, like, or other pairs previously, not now that you actually only focus on these two pairs, but like, have you ever tried it?
I've tried it on crypto with the big coins, but with crypto, I don't trade it. I invest because the volatility is too
So high.
insane
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
to trade it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just like invest in crypto, not trading.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So basically, the only two charts you look at are the Euro USD and Pound USD. Yeah.
And the DXY.
Okay. Interesting, because
Yeah,
that was my next question, because I saw it open there and I wanted to ask.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. So DXY, um, right now I'm just looking for retracement because I can see this is in premium.
Yeah.
So by premium, what I mean is that it's above the 50% threshold. So this went up to the 70%. So
Okay.
now I expect some retracement, maybe to like around this area.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna go all the way down, but right now I'm mainly focusing on longs for GU, EU, and as I'm bearish,
Okay.
DXY.
Okay.
So I just
Interesting.
take it a week at a time and
Yeah.
see how the market reacts to levels. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. And do you only, focus on the technical analysis, or do you also take the fundamental analysis?
So sometimes I'll take fundamental analysis, but not too literal. So if I see there's wide interest rate differentials, that's an easy long for the one that's favoring.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I don't pay too much attention to that because it can mess up your short term trading
Yeah.
because that's better for long term.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you, Kedrick, for sharing your charts with us and telling us how you actually approach trading and what's your strategy. And yeah, moving forward to the next chapter of the interview. Thanks, Kedrick. That was very fruitful, I believe. Definitely Health or other traders can relate to your strategy for sure. Now moving forward, and we'll speak a little bit about the psychological part and, handling setbacks and stuff. So I would say from my side and also from what I see in the community, consistency is what, separates long-term traders and from those who struggle, I would say. So it's not just about strategy, but also the mindset and discipline, what you just told us. What habits or routines that you think help you stay sharp and disciplined under pressure?
Well, it's some of it is experience. So, because I was always in sports from a young age, that competitive edge
Mm-hmm.
has always been in me. So, when it comes to trading, it's a gift and a curse because sometimes it can be too competitive and trying to have too much of an edge where you're doing more harm than good.
Yeah,
And that's why I was talking about the discipline and patience because when you want to be on charts all the time, if you're just staring at charts all the time, you're bound to make a mistake.
indeed. Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing to do is just to walk away and do something. Like one of my friends always says, go and read a book. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You've done your trade, just leave it, let it run. So yeah. So yeah, that is that's the truth right there. Just it's that discipline.
Yeah.
And the only way to work on that is through practice, if I'm being honest with you. Because demo trading, that's all fun, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
The only way to condition yourself is to agitate real losses, and that's where it goes back to when I was at university
Yeah.
and I was losing a bunch of money on these challenge accounts. But it got to a point where I didn't even feel the pressure no more because the sun's gonna keep going around and money's gonna keep going around.
Yeah.
And as long as I keep studying the craft, eventually I'm gonna come good. And like I said, maybe it was blind faith, or maybe I just knew I could do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, amazing. I picked something from what you were saying is that you don't like, or at least you don't look at the charts when you place your trades. Have you ever just like placed the trade and just sat there and like watch it until you actually close to profits?
Oh yes, of course. Yes, of course. But yeah, now I like to set alerts on trading view, then
Yeah.
look away
Okay.
because when I look too much, I'll keep going down in time frame. So I'll go 15, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Oh man.
And
Yeah.
when you look at the 1 minute,
Yeah.
you can destroy your whole trade by just one candle. You
Yeah.
see one candle move down quick and you'll panic. But it was just a simple retracement that was bound to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then 6 minutes later, well, let me say in my case, I'm trying to think about yesterday. So
Yeah.
yesterday was like around 10 minutes later,
Okay.
the charts just start flying up
Yeah.
because you're just on the charts a bit too much. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was that situation
Yeah,
yesterday.
100%. Well, I can relate to it. I'm pretty sure everyone watching now can relate to what you're saying right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, no matter how a good trader is just setbacks are part of the game. Yeah. And I mean, I would ask you a question, Kedrick. I would say, like, what has been the one of the toughest challenges you faced in trading, and how did you push through it?
Wait, the toughest challenge was when you're at a phase where you failed a bunch of accounts. It doesn't like anything's getting better, or you have to keep going and keep going, and it's just like trying to think of it. It's like you're pushing a wall
Yeah,
and it's not moving, or you keep going. You keep like it's insanity to anyone else looking aside.
yeah,
But in your head, you know eventually this wall's gonna move. And the way this wall moved for me was when I actually changed my trading strategy. So you had to change a variable in the equation in order to move the wall.
exactly.
So that's when it changed for me when I actually changed my trading strategy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll move ahead and ask you a little bit about the future of trading, and I will ask also for some advice for other traders. So you've successfully withdrawn over £42,000 from challenge accounts, and which is incredibly impressive from my side. Many traders get stuck at passing or maintaining their funded accounts barely. What advice would you give to traders struggling to reach that level?
The advice I'd give would be very, very disciplined to the point where, regardless if a trade misses your entry by 2 pips, don't chase it.
Okay.
Do not chase it, because when you chase it, you're gonna end up digging yourself a deep hole over time, which I've done before, and it's gonna end you up in a endless cycle.
Yep.
So, and knowing your system, like trusting it, because if you don't have a system, you can't be a trader. It's that simple.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I would say them two, sure.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And from the other side, talking about the future of trading, I would say that like trading is, constantly evolving, and the prop firm industry, I think, is no exception to that. So, like, where do you see the future of prop trading, to your opinion?
Future, well, it's gonna keep getting bigger.
Hmm.
Um, like the other day, obviously this may be irrelevant. FTMO bought Ronaldo, and it's just like the industry's getting bigger, Finitive's getting bigger. Um, there's no other firm in the industry that's letting traders come to spend a day at a corporate box in Wembley Stadium with the CEO.
Yeah.
Like no other firm does that. Yeah, so I'm always grateful to
Yeah.
Oliver. Yeah, so he's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
So the industry's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Mentioning this to other viewers that watch this interview is we sometimes offer giveaways of tickets to our corporate box in the Wembley Stadium, and you can get a chance to attend some of the events there. It can be a football match, a concert. So make sure to stay tuned, follow our social media, and yeah, try your chance, shoot your shot, and hopefully you can be one of the winners and join Kedrick in one of the events, probably perhaps in future events. I mean, as far as I know, I think you've attended a couple of them, right? You've been very lucky with these giveaways, Kedrick, I think. Yeah.
Well,
What was the
I
last?
guess you can say that.
What was the last event you've attended eventually?
The last one I went to was the Jaguars game,
Ah,
the
okay.
NFL game.
Ah, the NFL game.
Yes.
My next question was that actually is just from a fun and personal judge. We know that you've had the chance to attend a couple of events at our corporate box at Wembley Stadium, and what has
Yes.
been your like most memorable moment there?
It was memorable.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd say the first one. The first one I went to, I think that was 2023 March. Yeah, 2023 March.
Okay.
That was the first one I went to. So when I first got the invite, like my first one, I was happy, but I was kind of nervous. I was like, wait, I have never met any of these people before in actual real life, and I just don't know how they're gonna be like. But I was like, wait, hold on, just be yourself. So I went in as myself,
Yeah.
and yeah, got along. And when I was there, I was like, wow, this is a different experience because first of all, I've never actually watch the football game live in a stadium.
All right.
It'd be my first time watching a football game live in a stadium.
Yep.
Wembley Stadium on top of that. And in the box, it was just like, wow, this experience is amazing.
Yeah.
And just the conversations, the laughter, everything was great.
Amazing. Cool.
It was great.
Yeah. And who do you support, Kedrick? That would be just curiosity question.
Man United.
Man United. Well, I wish you the best. Well, that's why you've been talking about patience a lot with trading, huh? Yeah. Well, have you ever got the chance to actually watch them from our side, like in a corporate box?
Yeah,
Last
FA
year,
Cup.
the FA Cup. Yeah. Was it the final?
Oh no, the final I could have. The final I wasn't.
You didn't win the giveaway.
No, I don't think that was a. No, yeah, last year for the final, I don't
Yeah.
think that was a giveaway. I know the year before that was when it was Man City versus
Ah,
Man
yeah, yeah,
United.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
I
first
remember.
one. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, so I saw them news. But
Yeah.
last year they won in the FA Cup. Hopefully
Yeah.
they can win it again
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
year. But I don't know about this year. This year they're struggling.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that was great to know. I'm sure other traders now will be very excited. As I said, shoot your shot, try, and yeah, hopefully you will be our next trader there in the corporate box. So yeah, Kedrick, thank you very much. I think we'll jump on to a final wrap up. It's been really insightful hearing about your journey and approach to trading, especially how you've mastered like trading challenge accounts and stayed consistent over time. That's the important part. And you know, every trader is always evolving, whether it's like refining their strategy or taking on new challenges or, you know, setting just bigger goals. For me, that's also like big part of the game. What's next for you in trading, Kedrick? And are there any personal or professional milestones that you're like working towards actually?
What's next is trying to maintain consistency with building up funding accounts. So
Mm-hmm.
I usually always have at least one, always. With yeah, always usually have at least one. Right now it's 100k, but I'm trying to get to a point where I can stack them up. And the only problem I have is when it comes to stacking up, it feels like I overtrade one account and
Mm-hmm.
I trade the same way where it should just be the same across the board.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just trying to stack them up and get a Finotive Pro account for sure this
Mm-hmm.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to stack up my
Okay.
capital.
All right. Well, I
That's
wish you the best
consistent.
of luck and wish you a happy trading with the pro accounts. The next question I would say, if you could just give one advice to traders aiming for long-term success, and what would it be?
Long term assess, it goes back to what I said at the start.
Yeah,
Patience and
discipline
discipline.
and risk
Yeah,
management. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it goes back to that.
yeah,
Because without risk management, no matter how good you think you are,
yeah,
if you end up do having a profitable trade, you're never going to maximize it if you're 9% down.
yeah,
It's always going to be recovering.
yeah,
I speak from experience. You can have the perfect trade, everything's going well, it could run 200 pips. But if you're 9% down the challenge, you're going to only risk maybe like 0.25%, and you're not going to make the best outcome out of that trade. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so honestly, them three: patience, discipline, risk management. You gotta know that down in order to become a successful trader.
yeah. Okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kedrick. I appreciate your time. I think that was a very nice episode. I'm pretty sure everyone watching as well enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Yeah, and that was Kedrick, and that was one of our episodes of Finotive Funding interview series. Until the next one, happy trading, everyone.